As detailed as this timeline is, there is still a lot that I'm missing out on. Some of this will be discussed later on in the video. During this research documentary, something that I've found to be difficult is learning who exactly was on that list of the 54 coaches that we kept confidential for so many years. I, like many people, would love to have access to all the files related to sexual abuse become public so that we can spread awareness and reduce said abuse in the future. But this isn't a perfect world. Because of this, I set out to find out who was all on that list. The files were released March of 2017, after 9 months of Indystar fighting with USAG in court to release the documents. At the time of files being released to USA Gymnastics, it was noted that it had banned 37 of the 54 coaches in the file, and 48 of the matter had involved law enforcement. Some of the files USA Gymnastics compiled on member coaches were more than 300 pages long, spanning more than a decade, while others were as brief as 5 pages. USA Gymnastics redacted the names of 17 coaches, including 2 who had appeared to have been criminally convicted, but not banned from the sport. The court prohibited the release of the names of the coaches who had not been criminally convicted, as well as the names of victims, gyms, and people making reports about these coaches. In the case of John Wesley Martis, the coach who prompted the email warning about another convicted molester, USA Gymnastics' complaint file included no mention of his termination. USA Gymnastics said Saturday that Marty's membership was terminated after his 2005 conviction, but his name was never published on the organization's ban list, leaving gym owners and parents unaware of his termination. He died in 2012. Marty's name was among those redacted in the files. In many of the files released, entire pages were redacted. In at least one case, more than 175 consecutive pages were blacked out. Indystar reporters are continuing to examine the voluminous files and will be reporting further on their content. Some coaches named on the files argued strenuously to retain their membership, sometimes threatening legal action. One coach dismissed the allegations against him as a witch hunt and lies perpetrated by a competing gym, only to be later convicted of molesting young girls. The file also included impassionate letters from gymnast parents, pleading for coaches to retain their membership. USA Gymnastics policy allows its president to terminate the membership of a person who was convicted of, or pleaded guilty to, sexual misconduct or child abuse without any investigation. But an initial look at the court records revealed several instances in which USA Gymnastics appears to have conducted internal investigations of coaches long after they had been convicted of sexual crimes, often interviewing the same witness and victims interviewed by police. Based on my research, I've got an idea of who these 54 coaches may have been on the list. I first looked up at all the coaches who are currently on the list and who were abusing before 2007. From then, I narrowed the list down to who was already on the list before 1996. From there, I then eliminated people who were on the list before 2017, which was when this article came out. Then I started to really dig, and based on my research, the 17 people who may have been redacted includes Don Peters, Vannie Edwards, William McCabe, Stephen L. Infante, Ray Adams, Julian Amaro, Michael Cardamone, Anthony Engel, Robert Ellen Gardner, Ronnie Lewis, Paul O'Neill, Miriam Peniff, Ronald Smith, John Oliver Kenneth Thomas, Joel Velasquez, Russell Wallace, Mike West. These decisions were based off of severe convictions, such as multiple counts of rape. Another reason is having high authoritative ties to USAG, such as being a former Olympic coach. The 6 who weren't convicted, but still banned, may include Vannie Edwards, Paul O'Neill, Mike West, Michael Hinton, Milos Rock, Bruce Unger. This is based on my research of viewing no results or strong evidence of them being convicted either online or on USAG's ban list reasons for conviction. I only know one of the two that was convicted but never put on the ban list, which is John Wesley Martis. Since my timelines don't fully match up, I'll never know who the 37 people actually are and who were already on this list. Take this list as a grain of salt, though. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate nor perfect, but I do believe that at least half of this must be correct and confirmed.